Aigis' social link and story revolve around a robot desire to become human and understanding what it means to live. This narrative mirrors the classic tale of Pinocchio, a wooden puppet who longs to become human. The parallel becomes even clearer when we consider Aigis' persona, Palladians, a wooden statue crafted in the likeness of the goddess Pallas, a friend of a goddess Athena. Palladian eventually evolved into Athena, symbolizing the transformation of a wooden figures into a deity. Yet, unlike the statue, Aigis remained a machine. Her dream of becoming human ultimately unfulfilled, making her a failed Pinocchio. Despite this, Aigis managed to give us one of the most genuine smiles in the video game history. In today's video, we will explore the events, metaphor, trivia, and deeper meanings that led up to that unforgettable smile. We first met Aigis on Yakushima Island during the summer vacation. As the story unfolds, we learn that despite her human-like appearance, Aigis is a weapon created to eliminate shadows. However, to wield a persona, she must be capable of experiencing human emotions and living through human experiences. Aigis then enrolled in the school to help the team with their shadow extermination mission and to learn what it means to be human. Later on, the game introduces a character named Ryoji, who is revealed to be an incarnation of death, the entity Aigis fought many years ago. Unable to defeat death due to its power, Aigis was forced to see inside a young civilian boy who was the sole survivor of his family after the battles. Because of the damage to her memory circuits, Aigis lost some memories of the events, but feelings of responsibility and guilt remain. This feeling led her to become attached to the boy and vow to protect him at all costs when they were reunited. The idea that emotions can remain even when memories are lost or unclear is not uncommon. This phenomenon is called an emotional memories. Emotional memories often arise from significant experiences, particularly traumatic ones, where the brain may block out specific details while preserving the emotional responses. This can result in strong emotions such as anxiety, sadness, or fear, being felt without recalling the actual event that triggered them. In the case of Aigis, it's the strong feeling to protect you and the uneasiness around Ryoji. That said, the name Aigis originated from the shield called Aigis, which was held by the goddess Athena. This can be seen as a symbolism of Aigis' strong emotion to protect you at all costs. However, while Aigis' main story is compelling, it ultimately serves as a backdrop to her social link story, which gains deeper meaning as you understand it more fully. Aigis' story truly begins after she regained her memories and returned from repairs following her battle with Ryoji on the Moonlight Bridge. On the school rooftop, she mentioned how she enjoyed the view from there far more than the clear water at the lab. She then asks if you feel the same way, and if you agree, she visibly lightened up with happiness. This moment sets the stage of Aigis' story, where we learn that what she yearns the most is the connection between people, and for that reason, it makes sense why she prefers Tatsumi Port Islands, where more people are resided. The main themes of Persona 3 is how one faces mortality, which break down into several smaller themes. One that stands out and has become a staple in the Persona series is the bond created between people. These connections hold us together and open doors to different experiences. If you hadn't summoned the courage to talk to Yugo, you wouldn't have met Mutasu. If you hadn't gone out of your way to feed a random girl at the park, you wouldn't have encountered the goat of the social link. It's fitting that this theme is being paired with the robot who's trying to discover how to live. However, she's about to learn that simply wanting something doesn't always make it possible. One day on our way home, Aigis told us that she has been visiting the shrine a lot lately, despite it's not providing any physical utility. She mentioned to us that she now realized that what resonates with humans isn't logic, but feelings and experiences. A small callback to the time that she lost her memories, and yet the feeling of the Moonlight Bridge event remained. Aigis then mentioned that meeting Koromaru here last year helped her realize this. She learned from observing Koromaru, who kept returning to the shrine despite knowing his master wouldn't return. He did so because of the bond and attachment he had with his master. Similarly, this is why she decided to return to face Nyx alongside you, even though she knew Nyx couldn't be defeated. The next day, while walking home, you and Aigis are confronted by a group of stray animals. It seems they are Koromaru friends, and they are upset that Cease is forcing Koromaru to fight in dangerous missions. Despite Aigis' efforts, she can't convince the animals that it's all a misunderstanding. Suddenly, one of the dogs charged at her. However, to the dog's surprise, it does little to no damage to Aigis. Instead, it gets hurt from crashing into her hard body and run away. While this might seem like a comedic moment to us, Aigis is visibly sad in it. She tells you that it must be because her body isn't like a human, that is why the animal distrusts her. To help you fully understand, when she says she's not strong enough to be a weapon, she's referring to her inability to eliminate death, which forces her to imprison it inside you 10 years ago. This failure has weighed heavily on her heart ever since, creating a deep sense of guilt. That said, now that death has awakened it, despite her best effort, Aigis failed to defeat it again on the Moonlight Bridge. There's an interesting piece of dialogue here that I'd like to highlight.
When I fought Ryoji-kun that night, I got really scared when my consciousness began to fade. But that wasn't all. I was also confused and ashamed when I realized I couldn't defeat him. But I couldn't defeat him 10 years ago either, and I didn't have those feelings then.
To me, this solidified that Aigis is not just a two don't feel embarrassment or have existential crisis when they fail to perform their function. But Aigis is clearly affected by her failure to accomplish her purpose. During a visit to Polonium Mall, Aigis encountered an elderly woman searching for her lost cat, Mishan. As you help her look for the cat, Aigis makes a sorrowful remark, reflecting the lingering worries in her mind. She notes that despite her ability to detect shadows, she feels completely useless when it's come to finding a cat. After a few hours of searching, Aigis calls off the search, thanking you for spending time with her. However, in the tone of quiet defeat, she whispered to herself,
It's not working out. After all, how could a machine like myself have feelings like a normal person?
This dialogue isn't just about her frustration over finding the cat, it's a deeper reflection on her ongoing struggle. Every time she fails at something, it only reinforces her belief that she isn't a good machine and will never become a human either. This internal crisis weighs heavily on Aigis, and it's one of the rare moments where she requests to walk home alone, needing time to process the emotional turmoil she's facing. A few days later, Aigis finds Mishan and bring her back to the elderly woman. The woman thanks them and explains that as you age, living alone becomes difficult and lonely. So she's happy to have Mishan return to her. Hearing this, Aigis again questions her ability to form connection with others. She tells you that living seems to be something that can be done alone, but because of her mechanical body, she fears she may never truly achieve what she desired the most, connecting with others. The next day, Aigis encounters the old woman again, this time with her grandson, Kiyoshi. He asks his grandmother for money for a date, rushing through the conversation with little interest. And the moment she hands him the money, he leaves abruptly. At the station, Aigis confronts Kiyoshi, asking if he knows how lonely his grandmother feels and urging him to visit her more often. Kiyoshi, however, brushes her off, telling Aigis he doesn't need a lecture. Aigis explained that, to her, living means creating and cherishing bond with others. But Kiyoshi dismisses this, saying that for him, living is just about having a good time. After Kiyoshi leaves, Aigis looks disappointed and tell you that she can't understand Kiyoshi's feelings and even feel jealous of him, who was born human but chooses to spend his time on hedonistic things. Later, Aigis encountered the old woman again. She told Aigis that Mishan has gone missing once more. Aigis ready to search for her immediately, but was surprised when the old woman stopped her, explaining that there was no need to look for Mishan anymore. She revealed that Mishan was searching for a place to rest and pass on, and had even come to say goodbye one last time. As the lady was about to leave, Aigis, who believed that human connections are vital and that Mishan was the old lady's only remaining connection, called to her, reassuring her that she wasn't alone. The old lady laughed warmly and agreed, saying that no one is truly alone. After all, she had the chance to meet such a kind girl as Aigis. After the old woman left, Aigis asked you if you think that Mishan was happy to have been born, followed by a series of existential questions. This dialogue resonated with many because as humans, we often question these very things. The question of life's meanings or why we were born has been asked for thousands of years. with philosophers like Socrates and Plato exploring the topic, yet no one has ever provided a definitive answer. While I'm not a philosopher, I believe this is because each of us is unique, and the path to understanding is different for everyone. We are born without a predetermined purpose, but if we desire one, it is up to us to find it. No matter how many books you read or philosophers you study, you won't find the answer, only guidance. The true answer must be sought within yourself. A poignant callback is when Aigis mentioned earlier that she's a machine unable to fulfill her purpose. While this may seem sad to her, it's actually bring her closer to being human, because machines have their purpose decided for them by their creators, but Aigis, like us human, must find her own.
I'm a machine created to protect humans from shadows, but I can't carry out that duty with the power I have. So what is my purpose now? I just don't know, and no one can give me an answer.
Well, yeah, you don't have the answers. The meaning of life or death isn't something someone else can just teach you.
However, Aigis then come to a sad realization about being humans. No matter how unique each person's path is, whether they live a fulfilling life or one filled with regrets, all roads ultimately led to the same destination: death.
Means connecting with others. All life eventually ends. Parting seems to be a natural and inevitable aspect of life. An unavoidable end. Life is cruel.
On the rooftop, Aigis shares her thought on life with you once again. She reflects on how the human heart can only exist within a human body, unlike her own heart, which despite becoming more human-like, makes her realize she will never truly be humans. She then asks if you ever come to the rooftop to spend time with someone else. When you answer yes, she seems visibly disappointed, as she had previously told you that this spot is one of her favorites. Knowing that you shared with someone else might have made her a bit jealous. However, she then say that if her presence is preventing you from connecting with others, since she looked like a human female, which could push people away, she's willing to step aside, staying true to her belief that connection are the most important thing. There's a sweet moment here where if you tell her that you don't mind her being around, she will avoid responding directly and instead comment on the beautiful view. This shows that despite being a machine, she can sidestep a response using her own free will, something other AIs cannot do. As the fall approaches, Aigis reflects on Mishan and the old woman. During this time, she finally accepts that everything eventually comes to an end, and that there's no way to prevent it. However, she's also realized that this fleeting nature is what makes life so precious. The fact that two people can connect deeply with each other in this vast and ever-changing world feel like a miracle to her. To put this in perspective, consider the 1 in 400 trillion chance of being born, and ever-changing nature of life, the vastness of the world, and the sheer number of people in it. Forming a deep connection with someone is indeed nothing short of a miracle. Sensing that time is running out, and that this might be her last chance, Aigis finds the courage to confess her true feelings to you.
It might be the true joy of being alive. It can be sad, but at the same time so warm. Beautiful because it is destined to end. And that's why I mustn't hesitate any longer. I need to tell you, even if this wish of mine is to never come true, I still want to tell you my true feelings. I love you. I know I'm a machine. I know that I cannot truly touch you as a human. But I can't help it. All I can see or think about is you.
Accepting her feelings, you and Aigis go back to her room. She admits that she hesitated to invite you before because her room doesn't look like a typical human girl's room. But now she has accepted that she will always be a machine and will never be the same as Yukari or Misuru. Throughout Aigis' story, she gradually comes to terms with the inevitable loss of those she cares about and the fact that she will never become humans. This time, however, her perspective has shifted. Instead of seeing her existence as a curse, she's now understand that being a machine allows her to preserve her memories of you forever, which she sees as a true gift. Aware that she can't connect with you romantically like human girl would, Aigis asks you to remove her ribbon and touch her most intricate components. While this moment could be viewed as fan service, it actually ties into the theme of searching for life meaning. Just as humans each have a unique path, Aigis, as a sentient robot, must forge her own way of expressing love, and this is her way of doing so. The components she asks you to touch is called the papillon hearts. Papillon is the French word for butterfly, an insect that holds significant meanings in both Japanese culture and the Persona series. Butterflies are seen as creatures of dreams and symbol of the soul, are very fitting names to give to a part that give Aigis her personality and sentience. Aigis' original arcana was the Chariot. The Chariot represents the journey of perseverance to overcome conflicts and moving forward in a positive direction. This symbolism fit Aigis' story well. Despite knowing that she will never become humans, she finds solace in the fact that being a machine allows her to keep the memories of the one she loved for as long as she can continue to repair herself. That said, with the arrival of Fez and now the reload version, her arcana changed to that of Eon arcana, which honestly is even better than the Chariot. The Eon, number 20 of the Aleister Crowley Thought deck, is the equivalent to that of the Judgment card in the popular Rider-Waite deck. However, though related in theme, the two cards represent different aspects of transformation and awakening. The Judgment card emphasizes personal reflection and self-evaluation. It signifies a time when individuals are called to assess their actions and decisions, often leading to the period of renewal or significant change. In contrast, the Aeon cards represents a broader, more cosmic perspective on transformation. It focuses on the concept of a new era or epoch. This Aeon card signifies the end of one significant phase and the beginning of another's, often relating to the spiritual evolution and the awakening of the collective consciousness. In essence, while the Judgment card centered on individual self-assessment and renewal, the Aeon encompassed larger, more universal shift in the consciousness and spiritual evolution. If you are a bit confused by this, don't worry, as everything will become clear as we explore the final conclusion of Aigis' story. That said, in Persona 3 and 4, most tarot cards are blue, but the Aeon card stands out with a golden borders. Initially, I thought that the gold border was a way for the developers to differentiate the non-Rider-Waite cards from the others. However, this is not the case, as the Hungers and Jester cards in Persona 4 also have blue borders. The Aeon card, held by Mari, however, is once again uniquely distinguished by its gold borders. After revisiting Aigis' story, I now understand that the gold border signifies that the card's owner is not human. Aigis is a robot, and Mari is a goddess. Despite this, both characters follow human-like paths in their quest for purpose. After defeating Nyx and saving the world, time and season continue to move forwards. As everyone returns to their normal school life, with their memory erased, one person still retained theirs: Aigis. While this plot point demonstrates the side effects of eliminating the dark hours, to me, it means much more. It's true that the main theme of Persona 3 is about accepting one mortality and living life to the fullest, but another important theme is the legacy and the strength of memories. How do you think it's possible that today we know about the man who brought electricity to the world, or the story of the people who first made it possible for humans to fly, or even the tale of a brave warrior who fought for what they believe in? The answer is memories. There are many ways people measure worth, but one that resonates with me the most is how much they affect and resonate with others. That said, no matter how strong feelings create unforgettable memories, they cannot defeat time. Today's heroes became story became legend, and eventually they became just myth or something you hear about during a campfire. However, humanity eventually developed a way to defeat time. We started recording things through painting, poem, book, and eventually video. While these tools are powerful for storing our precious memories and the legacy of those we love, they can only withstand the test of time as long as humanity exists to maintain them. That said, Aigis is special. She's a sentient robot capable of self-maintenance. Even if humanity were to go extinct, our memories and legacy would still be preserved within her. A small-scale example of this is evidenced in the episode Aigis, where she adopts your power just like a child learned from a parent how to love. Aigis take on your legacy and inherit how to live. With this in mind, Aigis' heart is the only thing that can evolve from a machine into a human, yet her body remains a machine. This again ties back to her first persona, Palladians, a wooden statue made in the image of goddess Pallas. In Greek mythology, Palladians held the protective power of Athena, and it was believed that as long as it remained within the wall of Troy, the city could not fall. Remember that scene on the rooftop when Aigis said she was there to protect you? Many interpret this as her promise to shield you from harm. But if we listen closely, she also says she learned what she can and can't do, acknowledging that she can't protect you forever. Yet, she continued with something profound. She finally understands that while she can't be by your side forever, she can still protect your memories and the legacy of seas until the end of times. This is a task no civilization, nor its countless creations, could ever accomplish. But it is a mission that only she, this wooden statue, who failed to become human, yet developed the heart of ones, can fulfill. And in doing so, Aigis transcends into a goddess who guards the memories and legacy of the one she loved, standing against the unstoppable force that no living being can ever defeat. Time.
It'll be okay. I'm right by your side, here to protect you forevermore.